Proximity alert.
It's the T-Rex. It's the T-Rex. It's the T-Rex.
Stop! It's not the T-Rex. See? Not a T-Rex! Come on! Let's go!
We made it! Yeah!
Hi folks, it's Universalis here, and we're doing some high strategy. It's 4:20 and fuck if I know. Oh, it's gonna be one of those shows today. Oh dear, what have I done? I'll become a counterculture icon at this rate. I kid, of course. So, folks, we're playing some Universalis 4. Unfortunately, this person here, I can't actually see their name on my screen. There we go. Palms 2 by... God damn it. Palms 2 by Roman, 1984. Or not Palms. Okay, I'm really high right now. Roman 1985 is or is 80 either Roman by 1985 or 1985 by Roman. I'm not sure which exactly, but I'm sorry if I covered the first person up. But you can hopefully find the playlist somewhere in this messy junk. Oh well, it's fantastic. So we're going to be playing Universalis. After that fantastic intro, we go to the much more, tame setting of Universalis, where we're just going to kill people for money again. Hey, Flair. Hey, yes, it's Universalis here for high strategy. I don't know if I already said that. It's one of those days. It's one of those shows. I don't know. Is this a show? Not like many people are watching. I have one person watching. One person watching. It's not a show. Anyway, welcome to High Strategy. And what we're gonna do here is continue Africa Universalis as the Kingdom of Bunyoro. We are going to, once again, since I've been doing this every show now for no apparent reason, since it's not like anybody in Africa is watching this show, but Your Highness Omukama Iguru I, the current king of Bunyoro Kitara, I humbly beg your forgiveness for how I have played your ancestors up to this point. Although that is no longer the case, we are now going to invade your theoretical non-existent ancestors who control Kazembe, probably. Well, I mean, they're our vassals. We're not going to invade them, but now this guy... We picked him because he was better monarch than this imaginary kid, great-great-grandfather of yours. And we got married to a princess from Portugal, which secures a possibility of becoming Portuguese, which on the whole of it, basically means that colonialism kind of wins, except we do that by a royal marriage, which is really not that much as for... Well, no, actually, that is exactly what happened in places like Peru. So we're about to become the Peru of Africa, you know, the place of my ancestors, but now implanted in Africa, and we're going to get married into by a more technologically advanced neighbor who is going to acquire us but can never really quite assimilate us because they married to us. Like, okay, I want to point out, my king is married to a white woman, Queen Isabel Braganca. Like, this guy, Natera the First, Kivimira Kambaratam. I gotta remember the actual good name, which is the name that's passed down to the heirs, which is the dynasty name. Kambarantama here, who's apparently a historical African king. I haven't looked him up on Wikipedia yet. I don't know if I'll remember to this time, unfortunately. It's hard to keep up with everything. But maybe I'll look up His Royal Majesty Kambarantama, the Righteous King. Jeez. Yeah, is married to a white woman. Like, we've impressed... Okay, here's the way to put it, though. We've effectively impressed the Portuguese so much that they want us to marry their daughters to acquire our kingdom, because they figure that's the best way for them to deal with this problem with Spain and the other people controlling Africa, because our value of the trade in this node is 14%. I want to make... And we're not a technologically advanced kingdom at all. We're very behind, and we're in fact about to suffer for it in a way that could hasten possibly a much deeper relationship with Portugal that we've been seeking. But we are at war. We decided, in my infinite wisdom, I decided to declare war on Zanzibar. Well, on Kilwa. They're not Zanzibar, but they have Zanzibar over here. And their capital is here, I guess, then. Yeah. They might even, like, I don't remember what the name of the, I don't remember what country's here in Africa. So if Flair, if you're there, and you text it, and you type it to me, I'll read it out. If you can find some information on, the Kambaratama dynasty or anything like that, and put it in the chat, I'll read it out for everyone as an extra incentive, if you want. I mean, if you have the time. I presume you're doing something relaxing if you're just sitting there listening to my voice and typing. Anyway, so we're in a pickle. We are in a complete pickle here. So, here's the situation right now. These armies are isolated from their main army for a little while. We might be able to pick a few of them off and then retreat. It's risky, because another big battle like that could really hurt, like, our country. That could also hurt theirs, but I'm figuring what we need to do here is we need to kind of rush it. Because the thing is, in terms of how much space we occupy, we control this giant chunk of Africa right now. Oh. Well, if you're waiting to be called in to work, then, like, yeah, no. Like, you know, go work, you know. I'm disabled. That's why I do this. That's why I have time for it. Anyway, basically, we are looking to be Russia a bit. Not quite as bad, because the conditions are different. Russia's very cold, we are very hot. Attrition is bad in this country. We have a very, like, we're suffering attrition as well. But the advantage is that we're fighting in our own country. Well, then look, I mean, Flair, if you're around, like, look it up. Like, oh, I forgot my ears, didn't I? Look, it isn't the proper hyena furry commentator channel without the ears. Although I have other options for ears. One moment. I apologize, audience. I almost felt a little naked there for a moment without my yin ears. Well, close approximation of yin ears I could get on short notice anyway. I've considered getting some custom ears if we want to get into furry business. However, I have not been up quite for doing that yet. I have other things to deal with. So, you know, they got my territory between them. Like, they went... gotta be suffering horrible attrition. So, yeah, we're giving them additional... So we actually can cause additional attrition. It's tropical. It's really hot here. And what's our attrition? These folks are from the coast. They're not used to... They are not used to fighting in these conditions exactly. Like, I mean, these are tropical, but, like, look at this. It's coastline, coastline. It's all beautiful coastline. So they're used to living on this beautiful, beautiful African coast here. Right? In the Swahili coast. Which is just... Oh my god, that looks gorgeous just from that picture. That's really good artwork, by the way, Paradox. The gorgeous mountains of Africa. They even got, like, mountains that look like they could be Africa. Highlands, yeah. Spent a lot of time on just trying to capture the majesty of, like, here we are. There's some, like, hills. They're very tropical. They're scrubland, kind of. So we're here in the Serengeti, and we're a power here in the Serengeti, basically. So the land is kind of harsh. It's all tropical, which is a hell on your army. You know, that everybody's sweating there, especially if you're from colder climates. They're from a slightly cooler climate. It may be that they're not accustomed to fighting in this weather. We may be able to just bleed them for 2 years. Because that's what we'll need to do now. If we want to win this war, we need Portugal. Unless we get really lucky. Which the AI is foolish enough we might get lucky and just, like, take their capital. What is their capital now? Now that Kilwa belongs to Spain, where is their capital? Do they even have one anymore? Where is it? Is it on the island? Oh my, you won your war against them. Oh god. I picked a hell of a rival, because I'm here fighting a more technologically advanced neighbor, which happens to be the Britain of Africa. Said they control part of the continent, so what does that make me? The African France? I'm just using analogies of European history, just because by doing that I can think of strategies like, how did that country get through their problems? Well, the problems I have here is I'm technologically inferior. I have a technologically superior neighbor. They're more accustomed to... They're close to us, unfortunately. They're not the Europeans. They have better supply lines than the Europeans probably do. Because all of them live over here, so they can support whatever they have over here on just what exists here. But... can we beat them at sea? We might be able to beat him at sea. It'd be tricky. We need basing rights from the Portuguese, and we're losing money like nothing, but If you're losing money, you're not gaining it. I could surprise mercenary on them. I could just, like, recruit a whole bunch of mercenary regiments, like, just break the bank. You know, hiring mercenaries. Yeah, so I could get a whole bunch of African Hill Warriors. Like, you know, I'm not advanced, but maybe I can get some advanced mercenaries? What about on the coast? What can I hire here? No, nothing better. I wish I could get some European mercenaries. That would be great. See, if I could hire some European mercenaries to fight this war, I could just borrow a lot of money, have mercenaries fight the war for me. But these aren't any better than what I have, right? These are, like, our local mercenaries. I don't even know where these people came from. So, in 14 days, we could have 40 African Hill Warriors just come down here and just destroy them. In 15 days. Okay. Well, we're going to hire ourselves some mercenaries. That's how we win this war, is with mercenaries. The most dastardly scoundrels we can have. We may have the most professional army in the world, but we're fighting with sticks against, you know, like, tanks here. Like, they have big muskets and cannons, and look at all the cannons they fucking have. Shit. I don't have half that amount of cannons in my army. I'm not there yet. I'm too far behind. This is a This will be a slaughter if we don't. Currently we have an advantage here that I think they're being a little overconfident. Like, we can cut their supply lines. And then what will this giant army do? And we could just ambush it with a giant stack. Well, we're corrupt already, but I'm really tired of being corrupt. But we could just debase the currency for money and have more corruption. We're corrupt enough as it is, and we're buying technologies. We don't care about corruption if we're buying technology. We care about corruption. Does corruption affect technology buying? Let's find out, actually. Because now I am unsure. It tells me what it does. Why does it cost what it does? Yeah. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I have, if I'm corrupt. Like, the reason I'm worried about corruption... Okay, I want you to understand what I'm talking about doing, and this is the exact same goddamn decision I made earlier in this game, which gave us 20% corruption. And that decision was, you know what we could do? We could just print money. We could just, you know, say, well, now we're printing money at 10 times the rate, so what you gonna do? And then get a bunch of money by manipulating the economy. But it's just making us really corrupt, and it's been causing problems. A lot of problems. Well, it reduces unrest. But it makes a lot of, like, it makes everybody more autonomous. It makes power cost more. Oh, it's setting us up bad. I'm starting to understand corruption here. Oh, it's like, oh, you're so worried about money, dear. You're so worried about money. You're literally losing, like, all this money all the time, but you know that you can just debase the currency to hell and back, because as bad as the consequences are, the long-term consequences are, the immediate consequences are just so worse. Okay, message from Flair. Hey, she. I can't find the info on the dynasty because I can't spell it correctly. Just a humble suggestion: if you want your viewers to interact by searching, be sure to pause and either show it or spell it so I can search for it. I really like this form of audience participation, though. Well, if you want that, if you want me to spell it, I'll spell it. No problem. So we have. Oh God, we're moving. I don't want to move. We have lost. We lost our capital. That's lovely. Cambarantama. Cambarantama. Again, that's Cambarantama. Barantama. Oh well, hell, I'll just type it into the chat. What am I doing? What the hell am I doing? Bar. You got it for me. Thanks, Flair. Oh boy, you get down letters good. Cool. Well, there you go. So hopefully we'll actually learn who these people are, who are now going to face the worst time in the country. This righteous king says, "You know what we got to do? We got to print money to get out of get out of trouble. Our interest is too high. Who cares about absolutism at this point? Just give us some goddamn money to fight this goddamn war for just a few more years until, yeah, we're just gonna take it all now. Well, we can. Because we're losing a hell of a lot of months because our capital got taken down. They're taking our most expensive provinces. We just went plus 5% corruption right there, and now we go invade these people. And now these people are separating. Well, let's see where you go. Let's see where you go. Because I think you're gonna go here. Oh my gosh. I'm just, you know, this is why you don't want to elect someone like Trump as president. Is because then you have to deal with this bullshit that I'm doing where we just decide to print money to get out of trouble. Because we have no idea what we're doing. Well, no, because we're in a horrendous situation. I mean, we're like... We're in this situation where we're trying so desperately to like wed the West and stuff just because we know that we're so far behind because because I didn't understand the UI, which is my fault, but also because we're having to invest a lot more into our provinces than other countries, as well as invest a lot more into like and invest more into technology. We just have to pay more of everything, which I guess is privilege right there. And frankly, that's a much better way to represent the imbalances between Europe and the rest of the world at this time, because like this is a very human experience here of literally marrying the Europeans and debasing the currency and spreading corruption, all in the name of, but can we just at least have Africa still be ruled by Africans at the end of it in some way or another, right? Like, jeez, we're losing all this money. Okay, we gotta start firing advisors. I'm sorry. This court's gotta go. As lovely as you all are, we just cannot afford you anymore. We just cannot. You I think we can keep for now. Yeah, that's much better. Alright. So we debase the hell of the currency to get a bunch of mercenaries. These guys are gonna show up. It's a trap. Mercenary regiments. Where were the 40 of them? Where were the 40 guys? Yeah. Get them up to speed. Get them up to speed. We want the best mercenaries money can buy. And we just want fuck tons of them. Alright. So that'll do it for a while. Now we just gotta hold the fort until the mercenaries show up. What have we done? What can we do to try to get back at them? So we're at negative 42%. We can completely cut their supply lines here. That will force them into a predicament, possibly. They're still sieging down. Well, they're traveling. No more attrition though. Supply limit is 31. These guys are getting attrition. Why aren't these guys getting attrition? Who's their general? The Sultan himself. He's good at fighting. Good at administration, terrible at diplomacy. He's just kind of an asshole. Okay, let me... fuck this interface. There we go. Chat. Show me my chat. Yeah. So, the Kambarantama dynasty seems to refer to the last name of the founder of the Kingdom of Burundi. Yes, that's what we read last episode. I remember now. There isn't a lot of info online, but here's his name and reign. Ntare the First Rushashti Kambarantama, circa 1530 to 1550. So he lived for about 20 years and he founded the Kingdom of Burundi. So this is getting kind of detailed. I have a suspicion. I'm very much having a suspicion that when Paradox started adding this stuff, they're planning their next expansion to be Africa, I think. Like, that would make a lot of sense. They've added a bunch of interesting stuff here, so now all of our interests are piqued, right? All of us are like, what's going on? What can we do over here? How do we play as these folks? You know, it's completely different. These countries only popped up, I believe, within the last year of the game, because I played a game last spring for a while. Jeez, you're in it. What button did I hit? What did I hit? Unknown command. I don't want console. Oh my god. Always gonna be something, huh? Always gonna be something. Right. How... What... No, that's a bad idea. What is an F button? Oh, the screenshot. Now you watch me, after that cool-ass intro, struggle with the command console. The story of the century. Oh my god. What the hell is console? Come on. I don't want to just play with the console open. Come on. What the hell open console? I'd imagine it'd be like control something or something like that. Did my screen resolution change? Oh my... Oh no. No. It's just my imagination. Come on. Game options, controls? Nope. Of course not. Hold on. Alright, folks. Stand by. We're having some technical difficulties with the game. Alright, folks, I found out it should be Shift 2 or Alt +2 +1 or something like that. So it's Shift 2. These things can happen. Back to the game. And now back to your regularly scheduled game. Shift 2. Oh my god. Alt 1, 2. Shift 2. Oh, come on. What about, can I exit? Can I just type exit in? Gosh darn it. I knew it was Tilda. It was Tilda. Tilda was what happened. It needed to be Tilda. This time, instead of embarrassing myself, I went and actually did the thing correctly. So, oops on me. As usual, your adorable Yoon, Hyena Girl 64, and we're back on the air with Universalis 4. What am I trying to become a disc jockey? Okay, so we're gonna have to get stuck in now, probably pretty soon. We could sit in our fort. Let's sit in our fort. See what happens. You go the other way. You go take the Tanga River. Yeah, take the Tanga River and then go for Masamba. That must be their capital. Yeah. It's right there. See, I can take their capital. I can take your capital too. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Flair. At least I had something prepared for it. I'm like, you know what I should do? If I need to go off the air or something for a moment, because it happens a lot, I need a screen that will be hilarious. And I'm like, you know what it should be? It should be National Geographic, a National Geographic documentary about hyenas. And what's it called? Macintosh Plus. It's gotta be, right? Like, it's gotta be. It's gotta do its thing. Here, let me put it on for a moment, because I actually want to fix something in it, and I have to put it on to do so. This thing is cool. I like this thing. Alright. So, I just want to make this movie do its thing. Showing you the behind the scenes work here. I want you to not... Because you're already not reloading. You shouldn't reload. And let's just pick a random point in the documentary. Alright. So... That's just, oh my, that's just gonna play. I can move windows around in a very jarring ways. It's kind of amazing. It's kind of fantastic. Like, I can move Macintosh Plus here, up here. Oh, I stopped it. Okay. So, let's go! Wow, I love this thing. Alright, I'm glad I made it. Let's go back to the game. God damn it. Oh, that's just the music in the game. I was like, that was some beautiful music. Oh, it's in the game. I thought it was a doorbell for a second. God damn. Our country's in a dire, dire mess. You know, and instead of having soothing music, we're getting invaded and our armies are all dying because I made the damn fool decision to invade their country while I knew I was technologically inferior. Of course, the people in my country don't know that. They just know I'm a glorious king. Our national bank loan has expired. We can repay the loan immediately. Repay the loan. Yes, that's one of the reasons we debased the currency so much, was to pay off as many loans as possible when they came up this year, so that we can stop going in the negative. Oh good, people are dying! We're saving money now! I have to feed them! They're all dead! Oh, we're almost out of manpower as well. This is just fantastic. Oh, yeah. I'm not that good at this game, unfortunately. I tried. Well, at least somebody in Africa is going to do well. It just may not be me. So technically I could say that I was able in this game to prevent Africa from being completely colonized because I ended up creating the nation of Kilwa, which is clearly my superior in every conceivable way. They have trade stations. We don't even know what those are yet because I'm so far behind in technology, because I always do that when I play this game as like a nation over here. Like, these people are like almost completely up to date relative to the West. Like, I think, like, oh well, no, they're not. Like, but it's not that far. They're just a little behind. We're like, you know, we're still in the Middle Ages here. We're fighting with weapons that people were using 100 years ago. Like, you know, we're just dying in droves. You know, fighting with, I mean, it's not that we don't have muskets, but it's like, given the time periods we're talking about, we are fighting with matchlock muskets, and they're fighting us with, like early flintlock actually, no. It's more like this. We're fighting them with crossbows, and they're fighting, and like, some very small, you know, hand cannons, and like, late, like, really early firearms, and they're coming here fighting us with, like, and, you know, these very, like, archaic you know, Renaissance or late Renaissance era cannons, like, from the Age of Sail, and they're coming in here, it's like, nah, like, my friend, it isn't like 1550 anymore, it's 1650. You've gotten so far behind in your spree to take as much of Congo as you could, way too fast, you end up falling so far behind everyone. Granted, you're not alone in that, and Africa in general is in a bad position here because Asia's well developed, even if some of them are not, like, they're not going to get these technologies easily. They're still well developed. Like, Ming over here is doing fine technologically. They're keeping up with the West fine. The Ottomans are definitely up with the West. They're right on par with them. In fact, the Ottomans are the most technologically advanced country in the world right now. And of course, you know, Spanish Peru is run by Spain, but, like, well, we're still better off than the poor Mesoamericans. Like, look at these guys over here. They're still around, though, which is pretty amazing in 1659, but that's all there is. It's like, there's New Spain, and then there's these guys. There's a couple of minor, you know, kingdoms here that, you know, the Spanish just haven't gotten around to conquering yet, really. And then they have, like, almost all of that, and then France is most of this. Scotland's got Florida. That's something different. Great, I guess, well, Britain... Oh my. So, where's Scotland? Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Is that the entirety of Scotland now? Yeah. The Pueblo Indians have that. Is this all that's left of Scotland? Is this their capital? What the hell happened to them? Oh my god, it is! So, the Scottish have been banished to their colonies by the English. Like, Scotland actually went and made colonies. Britain took over them in Iceland, and then the Scottish, like nah, we're in Florida. We control Florida, so we're going to move to Florida. And then they did, and now once European power has been completely transplanted to the New World, that's fantastic. Okay, who's over here? Sorry, let's just take a look at the world right now. Let's look at how weird it is, since we can see a good chunk of it now. Okay, there's a few Norways over here. Like, for what it's worth, Norway has a few colonies in the Americas. This is part of Spanish Florida. And then we have more of French. We have French Canada up here. You know, and then there's Newfoundland. You know, we don't have a colonial nation. That's the thing that's going to be a little hard for us to rectify is, like, I mean, our colonial nation is most of our nation, right? It's here. Like, we can't make a separate colonial nation, you know, that's technically a little bit of a different country, and it's organized a bit differently, and, you know, like, you can eventually have the 13 colonies over here, the 13 English colonies, which would then all end up becoming, you know, the United States at one point, which is going to start happening in 100 years. Like, in 100 years, this whole place is going to be embroiled in conflict, and these guys are going to start losing those territories, whereas we are well-positioned. That's not going to happen to us. Well, hopefully it won't. There is a very distinct possibility of Congo and Bunyoro becoming separate kingdoms. If we can't keep ourselves together after this really devastating war we're about to be in. I don't think it's going to break our nation, but it's going to be bad. We should sue for peace, actually. Offer tribute. That would... they don't want anything. They don't care about that. That would make them happy. They'd like me to get rid of my treaty alliance with Portugal. That is not happening. They'd love me to concede defeat. Let me to pay them war reparations. And then we just raised a bunch of money. We could give it to you. We give you all our money. All the money we could possibly raise. Give up claims. We'll give up claims. Still no? Alright. You don't care about me releasing any nations. You don't care about me returning cores. You do not care about me... Well, there's a couple of provinces I could give you, but you still won't accept it. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I don't blame them. They have me in a bind, and I really screwed over their country last time. Their king's kind of a dude. I mean, their king's over here leading the army himself. Sultan Muhammad II al-Mawahib. Mawahib. Oh my god, I'm getting Dune flashbacks. I guess that is the point, is that Dune was pretending. The person who wrote Dune wanted to make them seem Middle Eastern, so they went to Muad'Dib. This is not Muad'Dib, this is al-Mawahib. He's Sunni. He is presumably a black man, which Muad'Dib could have been. They never said exactly what race any given people were, just that they'd been, you know, racially selected, you know, in a certain way. Alright. Okay. Wait, why are we fleeing still? Okay, what's going on? I missed something, didn't I? Oh, we attacked them and lost, did we? Okay. Well. Oh. We'll have to, No, we'll still help the natives, even though we can't. Alright, our general's dead, that's great, but Army tradition, defeat breeds experience. We might get a really good one now. Yeah, France. We just need to delay them until we can call Portugal into the war. That's what we're going to have to do. We can't barter with them now. They're really upset at us, and reasonably so, because we've been colonizing the whole continent and they know what we've been doing. Ask for military. I could offer them military access. Call to arms. Well, yeah, the truce is over here. Oh, yeah. It's 2 years from now. It's the end of 1661. It's nearly 3. I don't know if the country can survive that long. We can try. But this might be the end of the Kingdom of Banyoro's, rise and fall here. We're kind of in a bad position. Yeah, we should gain 15 army tradition. We have very, very professional army. We don't need that. At least our army is really professional. That does count for a lot here. Like, that's one reason we're doing as well as we are. Okay, are they at war with anybody else now? Just us. Okay. Oh, I didn't wait for a good opportunity. I just went for it immediately, thinking arrogantly believing that I could win. They were still so devastated from the last war that they wouldn't be able to resist me, but I forgot it's been a while since we last fought. But there's other things that have changed. We might be able to beat them at sea this time. So we need to ask Portugal for basing rights. I'm not sure how they made the money that they did. But at any rate... Way boys away, carry me together. Way boys away, carry me home. We'll just have to really deal with them like a real strong leader here. And write an epic for the ages, because that's all we can do. Nope. Trade power's gone. Any other way we can lose money? It's all army maintenance at this point. And we have a ton of mercenaries. The army maintenance is necessary, though. Where are you going? That is a bad idea. That is a terrible idea. You go back there and fight them, and I hope you survive. Because your controller's an idiot. I'm not paying enough attention. Okay, just wait. Wait. You don't wait. You go here. Group up. My mercenary legions, group up. And start marching back. We'll have to do it piecemeal, but we'll do it. And we're going to lower the time significantly. If we could retake our capital, that'd be great, but it's not happening. That's right, so we sent them over to get the supply lines. And I think I accidentally told them to go in a bad direction. We want to try to catch them, but I don't think we will. Yeah, that was a major fort that they just chewed through. So we're gonna meet here in Kusu. We're doing poorly now, but time is on our side. As long as we can stall them, we can do okay. And then our fleets. What are our fleets up to? Do we have room for an admiral? Yep, we can definitely do an admiral. No. Wait. Go to the estates. Go to the burghers. I know you're already really upset with me. Oh, we can't. But what if I were to give you monopoly charters? And I were to give you a New World Charter. And then I were to grant you an admiralship. I am the monarch of the sea, the ruler of the Queen's Navy, whose name Great Britain loudly chaunts, and we are his sisters and his cousins and his aunts, and we are his sisters and his cousins and his aunts, and his sisters and his cousins we never kissed by dozens and his aunts. Alright, we now got a fantastic admiral. A reasonably good admiral here. Somebody who actually knows what he's doing about ships. We need another general as well. Nobility. We'll call a diet. I'll lose prestige for it. We want you to get a generalship. But we also want more levies. We'll deal with it later. These could be disasters eventually. What can the clergy do for me? Want New World missions? Yeah. I send an emissary to the Pope. No.
Do you want?
No, bad phone. I have nothing more to ask of you for now. You. Pablo influence. You see, if we could get the Pope to command a holy war, how would Sweden think of me? They like me all right. I'm Christian. I'm defender of the faith. They like that. I'm gonna have to cash in on some of this stuff, possibly. I'm gonna send one of our diplomats to improve relations with him. You, stop building a spy network. Nam Kazembe. We've been acting like warlords here. We can fabricate the plane later if we need it. Who else could help us? Who else doesn't like these guys? Yeah, Portugal has claims on them. They'll definitely join the war. Given the opportunity. They have a truce with the Ottomans. It ends at around the same time. Who are the rivals? Ethiopia, Bunyoro, and Portugal. Well, there you go. What about Ethiopia? How do you feel? Oh, yeah, we embargoed you. You like me better. You're also Christian. This could be your opportunity. And then I'm rivaling Hormuz. Am I rivaling you? Who am I rivaling? We gotta fight this war diplomatically, too. Yeah. Propaganda efforts abound. Yeah, we don't have anything in the East Indies to found an Indian trade company. Unfortunately. No. I love how the music's swelling here while I'm thinking this through. Alright. Trade. Where do we put our merchant? Our merchant's in Killa, huh? Well, if we're building a spy network there anyway. Everything is now about the war effort. We need to actually build offensively though too. We need to build a spy network in their place. We need to support rebels, sow discontent, infiltrate the administration, anything we can do. Any of the things listed there. Anything to get papal influence would be good too. I'm still defender of the faith though. Yeah, looming disaster. If we aren't destroyed by this country, then we'll be destroyed by either the plutocratic coup or the aristocratic coup. That'll happen in a few years, but notice that it'll happen after we're allied with the Portuguese, after we're able to get them into the war. So this is now probably, honestly, the hardest fight we're going to have this game. I made a big mistake. I got into a war that I cannot win on my own at all. All I can do is throw men at him, you know, and pay ridiculous sums of cash to throw people at him, so that they can all die gloriously in the name of Bonjoro. You know, to try to save the country. Well, at least I have the right monarch for it. Like, I have an outrageously good monarch who's king and righteous. An AR ruler that is righteous would start a fair war. Well, I don't do those things as much. But we could just say it was the remainder of the old administration. The remnants of the old administration. This corrupt administration. It's not like, you know, the king printed money or anything to get out of their problems. No, it's nothing like that at all. It's far more benign. So, Alright, yeah, band together. Autonomy would help. Serfdom would help. None of this will help me right now. The technology is far more important. If we could roll out African Hussars really, really quickly, that could help even the score. And if we could get up to 15... damn it. Well, I won't have to pay for them anymore. So they finally caught up to us here. And these guys got ordered around badly. Battle was joined here. What's gonna happen? I have no idea. And these communications difficulties in the army. Oh no, there's people coming up the side, but for the moment we seem to be winning. But our morale's not doing so good. And they're coming in behind, but so is our reinforcements. So our reinforcements arrived, but now their reinforcements arrive and finish the battle. And we just can't deal. Retreat. We did it, but look at how devastated their army is now. That's what we're trying to do. Now, money. There's a money problem now. Some of these mercenary companies gotta go. Oh, we're retreating. We can't do anything with them. We'll see what happens when we reach our destination, which is the secondary capital of the country, basically. So we just really hurt their army, and now the Banyoran fleet is coming into play. Well, let's see what happens now. It's hard for me to tell the difference between these guys. Let's blockade somewhere important. Let's threaten them. Let's make them so 5 and 7, what do we have? We have 5 and 7. Oh yeah, and our boats suck compared to theirs. Well, then what we want to do is avoid battle. Evade. Yeah, we want you to invade enemy fleets, and we want you to control this passage here. A lot of trade comes through this corridor. And if we can block it up here... Great Britain has a fort. Could I get fleet basing from them? No. They don't like me enough. You're free. But you don't hate me. Ethiopia is doomed. Let's face it. Make friends with EP. Who are my friends right now? Portugal, Kanzembe, and Cuba. I gotta pick one other person. Great Britain, why don't you like me? Mostly you just want your provinces. How do you feel about Portugal? You don't like Spain, you don't like France. How's your opinion on Portugal? I know you're Anglican. You're heretics. But you don't seem to hate Portugal. Opinions of Great Britain. Let's look for Portugal's. Portugal, they're just kind of indifferent to each other. Okay. Well then, King Maximilian of the Tudor dynasty. I think it's time for us to get to know each other a little better. Have you ever wanted colonies in... how would you like to expand your colonies in Africa to... here? Britain? People who actually conquered the region that I'm in? Well, okay, Congo. As long as we don't surrender to the Netherlands. Jesus. Yes, we're gonna go blockade their ports. This is beginning to look like a world war, isn't it? Like, when you first start up this game, you don't have to do nearly as complicated a set of things during a war. All you really have... Like, even if you have a navy, you can't really even blockade ports, right? But as the game advances, you can start doing significantly more complicated stuff. So we're here fighting this really desperate war. They're probably going to force us into a peace deal pretty soon. Yes. We want to renew our war taxes. We just debase the shit out of the currency. But it's the next year. We can debase it more. Should we repay a loan? We're only losing -2. Yeah. It'll be a little bit before we can debase the currency, though, so we may end up taking out another one, but... Disasters are looming. Yes, do reduce war exhaustion. Keep these people ready to fight. Our Navy's probably not going to do so good, but that is why we are telling them we want them to evade ships. Mission settings. As well as accept a little attrition. Be bold. But if your ships are damaged, you want to go. And hopefully we'll get some better ships for you soon. We're just going to throw all our resources, all our money. You know, a thing we haven't been doing is exploiting developments for money. We get so little. Like 20 ducats here, a little bit of manpower there. 50 ducats here in Kalundwe. Like, we destroy some provinces for money if we really have to. We could scorched earth them. In fact, why don't we do that? Once we get back. If we're really going to commit to attrition as part of our strategy. That last battle hurt them quite a bit. They're going to be licking their wounds a little while. We've got a little bit of time. The problem is Mehran. How developed are their provinces? Those other provinces don't look that developed either. Zanzibar is probably one of the most developed ones. Yeah. I'm way more developed than they are. I have a lot more invested in my country. They're just more technologically advanced. But they live in this very sparse, undeveloped wilderness for the most part, whereas we have some places that are pretty, like, this place is pretty well developed here. If we could invest some more money into development, that could help things. Actually. Good use of your administrative power right now is trying to develop technologically in order to improve base tax. So we can finally start getting money, being in the green again. And I'll have to keep debasing the currency to do the wars and build factories. I mean, I guess that's kind of what we have to do a bit. It'll discourage development, but we've already done a lot of development. See, the problem with corruption is discourage development. Yeah, look at them. They've already recovered mostly. They just have too many guys. We can't really attrition them properly. No. No, Portugal's our ally. God damn it, Portugal's at war with them. Well, that's why we're talking to Britain now. We could drag them in if... we can still drag them in, I think. They kind of owe us one for Songhai. We did right by them. They owe us... That's why our king's considered righteous. The Portuguese consider us righteous. They don't gotta know. Wait, what happened to our fleet? Did we just lose the whole fleet? Oh. So I guess he ran. Good. That's what we wanted you to do. We just wanted you to harass them. I presume either that or he's dead. So he survived. Is there fleet? Yeah, we lost the whole fleet. Hey, burgers. Give me some money. We all need help. We all need to pull through in this war. You have to fire last advisor. Save a little bit of money. Interest is nearly a crown, basically. A ducat, or 10 ducats. We're just gonna have to roll with that. We're gonna debase the currency more. Now we repay the loan. Gah. Can we get quick money anyway? Not to give us enough, really. This isn't World War II. We can't build things that fast. We build up our trade some more for what it's worth. We build manpower significantly, but it's way over here. We don't want that. Now, we're going to lose this war at this rate. But, hey, it's spring of the second year. We just got to hold out until... for another year. And they're having some... It's taking them a while to basically siege down the entire African continent. And they haven't even started on, like, the crazy jungle over here. And here. Well, this is actually all savanna. This still is Serengeti. These are the really fertile parts of it. Do I see woods? Oh, these are jungle. These guys are mostly in the jungle up there. Yeah, we have just some lush terrain. You're one of the weird ones because you're just like kind of dry farmland. Yeah, and they haven't even gotten up to like Cameroon in here. Like we still, they've got. We're also a lot of country to swallow, frankly. I mean, we'll accept peace. We have no diplomats to send. Okay, so you're the papal controller. Let me talk to you, Sweden. Excuse me. I can't, where's the one where I can ask somebody to attack somebody? Okay, well, we can't really do much with, a good relationship with Sweden. Well, it helps. It helps to have a lot of friends, especially if those friends are on the Catholic side of things and not Spain. Because Portugal and Spain just kind of don't like each other. They're just really passive-aggressive about it in this version of history. It's okay. We're gonna head back. Where's the highest support limit province here? Is Kalundwe. Kalundwe. We're out of men. Can we fire any mercenaries? Are any of them so depleted that we could maybe do away with them? Well, let's just get rid of units. Let's consolidate units, first of all. Close. I want to consolidate our regiments. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to have any additional manpower. Now let's look. Yeah, we consolidated the mercenaries down too. That should save us some money as well. Army maintenance, we're going to have to reduce it. For the first time in years, we're going to have to reduce our army maintenance. In the middle of a war, no less. But just for a little while. So they're not getting paid a lot. Their morale is low. We'll pay them more later. We don't care about morale. We just want to... Okay. What's your army's disposition? Alright. Now we gotta get a lot more serious with the army than we've been being. So they destroyed our ships. We have lost every battle we fought against them. Although the Battle of the Mozambique Channel was actually not that bad a loss. Nor was the Battle of Nakoma here. Well, I mean, it's just we didn't lose many people. Yeah, they're just more advanced than us. It's simple as that. They have so many cannons. Excellent. How can they afford so many cannons? This is a terrible time to core province. Okay, we just need a few months of it. There's no point. There's no more reinforcements coming. Like, we need to give our manpower a rest. We just need to hope that it just takes them forever to get through over here. Suffering attrition the whole time, while we are not suffering attrition, sitting in Kalundwe, and just hope to stall them out for another year and a half, basically. As they have to take so long to get from location to location. So our king's having to do everything, but we have a very competent king who is not going to become the leader of the army. No. You are going to lead the army. And you are not a half-bad general. You have no fire, unfortunately. This guy has more fire. But this guy has more pips overall and has a 4 in shock. And that's better for us too, because we're better at shock than we are at fire. A peace offer. I think we have to take it. Except it'll take them a while to do. Detach the mercenaries and fire them. All of you men, we thank you for your service. Oh, we'll get you yet, Killa. Army maintenance is back up to full. Well, so much for our eastern ambitions, and now we need to move our capital. That is a bad place for it. It's finally time to move our capital, folks. Hold on a second. Hey there, folks. Sorry about that. It was just a thing. It was just... I thought I heard somebody calling for me downstairs, and it was just, you know, a normal everyday thing. So, okay, we are now cut off from colonizing down here by these guys. Let's do what you did there. They took some provinces we've had for a long time. Oh, we are going to have problems, my friend. Lots of them. But for now, the best we can do. Oh my god, you do? Well, damn. This is going to be real bad. We're going to have a disaster. So it looks like this king's gonna is the right king to have right now, completely, because we're about to have this country is gonna break apart right now. We'll delay it as long as we can. How about you have that province? And now they're happy, but they're way too influential. So yeah, I'm gonna hurt my loyalty with you. Shift some things around. Okay. I'd rather have the burghers take control, to be quite honest. What's a really big, juicy problems I could take from them? Alright. Hey, Cameroon's huge. Yeah. There, now they're happy. I mean, they really help. Too many military leaders, lol. Let's fire one. Woo! That guy's good. We're not losing that guy. He's good. We need to recruit some ministers. We especially need military. Trade efficiency is good as well. Diplomatic is good. And I guess we'll have to take this guy here. Unrest will be useful. Alright. We definitely need the advisors. We need as many monarch points as we can get. We're not taking this, unfortunately. We're getting ahead in technology as quickly as we can on everything. That is how things are staying. I mean, full good. Yeah. Next time we're getting serious. So we had to split our treaty with Portugal, unfortunately. That really hurt, but we're already... yeah, we have to wait 10 years as part of our settlement. But this is why we're now trying to make friends with England and Sweden. Sweden would be very good as well. Alright. I don't care as much as them espionaging on us. I want espionage on them. They're going to spend all of their espionage fabricating claims. We don't need to fabricate claims. We need to destroy their country from the inside. This guy's a very weak claim. We can't do some of the more advanced stuff. We can't sow discontent. We can support rebels. That's probably what we're going to want to do. Is support a bunch of rebels in their country. And send their country into chaos. So thankfully, they did get tired of conquering us for a while. They took one of our best forts, but they didn't take all our forts. Alright, oh right, we can also... I don't even remember. What do I need to do? Oh yeah, mothball the forts. We need to mothball the forts. We're gonna have to slacken the recruiting standards like Prussia did. So we're no longer a professional army, but this army is going to start drilling like mad. Now thankfully, the cannons very much survived that conflict. What is our cavalry-infantry ratio right now? Because we should max out our cavalry as much as possible, generally speaking. If we can do 50-50, okay. The line is... combat width is 27. That's one of the disadvantages of lower military technology is combat width, so 27. So we went up to... Have we repaid all loans? Yes, we have. We're currently gaining a lot of money. We're going to let our mountain power recover a little bit, though, because there's nobody else who really poses a major immediate threat to us. But we are going to hire a few more units of cavalry. 7 to be exact. Alright, we need more big ships this time. Military big ships. We're still very stable, though. That's the thing. Somehow we're still stable through all of that. Let me think. Strength in government. We have very high legitimacy. We've lost a lot of prestige from that war. We've lost a lot of power projection. That's the worst thing. Trade seems to be going okay. Okay, in the killer trade node, we still want to transfer trade, but we want to change this policy in a little while. We need to keep, despite the technology hit, we need to keep our prestige high, so we can keep Defender of the Faith. We paid a lot of money to do that. We could have gotten a workshop. So very soon, we can go back to maximizing profit. No, you know what? You know what? Let's keep trading hostilely. Let's keep aiding the construction of spy networks here. If we're going to destroy the country from the inside, let's commit to that plan of action. So... we may have to defend our trade a bit better, so... transfer trade power to the Congo. Or... you collect from trade from Zanzibar. For now. So very briefly, they're going to get a little extra money, and then boom. Merchant switched. Good. Military technology. Combo is increased, enables the African Star, and can now build even better forts. We should build much better forts than what we have, to be frank. But we can't really afford it right now. We could have slackened the recruiting standards earlier, but probably for the best that we would not. So, oh yeah, we need to change our horses over to the new kind. The African Hussar. Offensive shock 3, defensive shock 2, offensive morale 3, offensive morale 2, and just a little bit of offensive fire. Let's just say African forces are offensive and defensive skills adapted to the climate of the African forests. Yeah. We're in the plains, aren't we? We should actually use plains warriors if we live in the plains, shouldn't we? One of the reasons we're maxing out our cavalry, incidentally, is because we're in this situation. So one of the things is when your army gets cleared out, that buys you a little time to maybe check things up. So what's going on with our trade power now? We have 10% now. We've fallen behind Britain. All right. To get more of that trade power, what do we need? So it still makes sense to collect from trade here rather than send it downstream, even if we reduce our efficiency. Maybe we should actually move our trade capital here. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll make this our main trading port again. And then we'll always collect from here and we can maximize our profit. This administration has made a few some poor decisions here and there. So we're neglecting our navy right now because, as nice as we'd like it, oh geez, we need the next one. We need those musketeers. Yeah, they're at military 19. They're at 19 everything. We're catching up. Ever so slowly, we're catching up. Alright, get drilling. You want to be professional, you gotta act professional. Can't just rest on our laurels here. So, what's the combat width now? Combat width is what? The main thing is you never get the full combat width around here. So that makes cavalry really good then, wouldn't it? Because the highest supply anywhere has really is in the 30s. You don't really want to go above 30 troops around this area. And we can have one cavalry for each infantry, then we should do so. That'll add 4 more cavalry to the regiment. We're going to take the most advantage of the ideas we have. And the rest, cannons. So we're going to hit him in the side with cavalry, and then hit him with cannons. That's how we're going to win our wars. So we can't... Can we colonize? Yeah, we between the two of us, it's now impossible to colonize there. We'd have to take it back from them to start colonizing the center because I don't think they took the right ideas. Or we can go through Kazembe. They're hostile. They loathe us. They hate our guts. Yeah, let's break them then. Come on. Show me what you got. I know that we can take them as long as we can take them alone. As long as we're alone. As subjects. Oh, they're not our vassals anymore. Are they? Do I have a truce with them? Oh, I gotta wait a while. Cassandre. Yeah, right. Right, I forgot we needed to do that. So you need to come back. So we got kind of World War I there. They were the Germans, and we got, you know, that was kind of like when Prussia took Paris. As it happened to us, we just fell too far behind. It's not going to go for a lot longer. Maybe another 20 minutes or so. Well, we survived that big war, and I think we'll survive the next one. One way or another. We're making a lot of money. We need to invest it in making even more. And not small amounts we're talking here. We need manufactories. We need a lot of them. We need to industrialize our nation. Even if it means debasing the currency more? Once again, it occurs to me that we could just print our way out. Alright then. If we're going to print our way out, let's commit to it. Let's stop developing our provinces entirely and get so corrupt there's no way we'll ever handle it. Oh, did we lose it? Oh, well, then I don't gotta worry about keeping it, do I? I don't gotta worry about keeping prestige. We're gonna lose our... If we lose our prestige, we lose our prestige. I can become Defender of the Faith, but what I want to do is build a manufactory of some kind. The most profitable one I can. A Burgundian salt dyes factories. Dye factories. Copper factories? Let's do dye factories, actually. Salt's good, but, you know, we need to invest elsewhere a bit. Bonnie's way over here. I don't like doing it with Bonnie. Yeah, we may just have to suffer a coup here. We could... Okay, so we can stop a plutocratic coup for sure, but we're going to piss them off doing it. Which is we can reduce their influence by taking land from them. So they we can handle. Yeah. By 4. Percentage of land by 2. And just decrease your influence just enough. Alright, that's good. So that disaster's averted. These guys, I don't know what to do though. Like, I've taken as much land from them as I can. Well, if we can last 8 years, it'll go away. Like, a lot of it will go away. Actually, oh, the diet too, and recruited a minister. Alright, so 7. 7 years. When is the disaster going to happen? The disaster's going to happen in 2 years. So we're just going to have to deal with this disaster of the nobility attempting to do a coup. It could be the beginning of a great time in our country, right? Like, this is a Henry VIII, like, you ran the country to the ground, you lost the 100 Years' War, you know, there was a big, giant, fuck, like, everything, a whole bunch of bad things happened, what the hell thing. Alright. So we gotta build manufactories, and yeah, we're just gonna debase the currency to get money. We're just gonna basically be even though we have tons of money, we're gonna be disgustingly decadent. So hard that we revive this country from the brink of destruction. We can still build an army of 22. We don't have the manpower for it yet. Alright. Not ready yet to do the Navy again. We can neglect it for a little while. We have money. All those advisors were a good idea at the time, but... Okay, we could probably get one really good advisor. So who's it gonna be? National tax guy requires way too much. The production efficiency guy, probably. Yeah, I'm thinking production efficiency guy. This guy. He's worth it. For administration? Yes. Diplomacy will have to be our weak point for a little while. And that probably helped our economy a bit, like, eat out some of his costs. Yeah, we're just gonna corrupt our government to just surge ahead. Briefly. They don't need a loan. Yeah, we're too far away for them to do it. I mean, we still have a royal marriage with Portugal, is the thing. So we can get the alliance back, no problem, as soon as it's over. So we don't really want to end... We don't really want to, yeah, they're rivaling our rival, too, Kilwa. If they go to war against them again, Kilwa will suffer. And we'll just let the Portuguese fight it out with them for a while, unfortunately. I mean, if we end up... well, not unfortunately, because we're on the same side now. Like, that's the decision I made, is we are going to be on the same side as Portugal. Yeah, 31 I think would be pushing it. Well, there's a few places with 31. Let's do 30, just to be safe. So, that's one army. We need to hire another... We actually need to hire another army pretty fast for this disaster that might happen, so... we're going to build an army. We need to build... Ultimately, we are trying to build another 22, I think. Yes. Another 21. Okay. Another 21 units. So we should do it at a ratio of 1 to 1, so 7 of each. Seven. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll do the cannons last. I didn't make mercenaries, did I? I hope I didn't. Well, if you're free now, you can go back to Sweden. Make friends with them again. Defeats are a great opportunity to rebuild if you survive them. And thankfully we were able to survive that one. Good, we got more manpower. France keeps screwing with us. I really want them to stop sending me those messages. They can raid me as much as they want. I just want them not to be sending me, like, these crazy messages all the time. Like, calm it down, France. I don't feel that way about you. Yeah, I know we can build improvements. Okay. Oh, well, so much for the really good guy. We risk of being the junior partner between Kazembe and Ethiopia. Haha! Oh my god. Well, we might end up married into Ethiopia. We need a royal marriage with Portugal if we don't have one immediately. We want to get them in on the action. No, we're not going to marry either of you, actually. Right. Who do we have truces with? The next one is with Portugal? Oh, from the forcibly dissolved alliance. Songhai. Kazembe. Mahran. So those all expire at the same time. I don't have any truce with you at all, do I? Stop. Can we can't. We need our diplomat back. Okay, with the union of Winnie the First and Kamweru, we have gained not only a spouse but also a new ally in the realm. The Kambantarama is an old and influential family, and their seat in Mba is a jewel in the kingdom. Okay, what just happened? Okay. Okay, I see what just happened. So we got out of it because we married back into the dynasty of the previous king. So we just went back to the Babito dynasty after briefly being the other. So now this is all one dynasty. They have the same dynasty as us now. Well, yeah, because we put a relative on the throne. So it'll be the same dynasty, whoever won in the thing, but we are going to win. Yep, we really messed them up. Do we marry Cuba? How many diplomatic relations do we have? So I have an alliance with Cuba. Is it worth it? Yes. Accept. Due to their inferior prestige and legitimacy. That's fine. So we have one more to shop around with. And I'm feeling Sweden if they're feeling me. But I don't think they are. Royal marriage, why? Hostile attitude? France won't, probably. Already have a marriage to them. What about the Viceroy? Oh, their government form? Okay. What about somebody way out there? Well, what about... Do we still have a marriage to Ethiopia? Will they marry us? We could get Ethiopia. We have a lot of reason to. Oh, we're their enemy, though. Well, it doesn't have to stay that way. Oh, yeah, they are our rival. Could we change that? I'm gonna view ourselves. No. So they're still our rivals, because we need rivals and we don't have any other options. What about you? I mean, you're not Christian. I can't marry you. Yeah, you're Hindu. Are there any other Christians besides Ethiopia? Russia? Too far away. They don't care. How about Naples? Government form? They don't know us well enough. They don't know us well enough. No. Well, they're not the Netherlands, because now there's Nassau, and now that's the Netherlands. Well, Burgundy is Belgium. Austria? No, of course you won't. Why would you? Government type. Yep. They've just about colonized South America and a good chunk of other things. There's viceroys here. There's governors here of these colonies. You can't just marry a colonial government, so... What about Norway? Norway is gonna die to Sweden. Okay. This is Sweden, or so it's gotta be... Britain won't do it, Sweden won't do it. We'll just have to wait for somebody to come along. Neither will you like me, you don't like me. We're kind of beyond these powers a bit, even though they are technically wealthier than me. And as you'll notice, have things, for instance, like actual decent forts and crap. When have they been debasing their currency for money? For extra cash. We can take on a few loans to develop, but we'll lose more in the exchange than we'll gain. It's not a good idea. Yeah, and this disaster we're just going to have to deal with where we can boost stability. That's worth it. Yeah. We'll spend money on the plague. I mean, fighting the plague, really. Okay. Yeah, stability is still pretty cheap for us. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, we can't be that idealistic right now. We're not going to spend this to promote mercantilism. The proper channel for that is the Pope. Well, I don't want to look at some governor of Newfoundland. Let me look. Let me see, let me see, let me see. We're getting pretty close to another idea. More ways to industrialize as well. Really, you should just build... As soon as you can get the manufactories, you need to start building the manufactories. Yes, possibly even if you have to be corrupt to do it. Let's see, how much do we have left in terms of stuff? We should be getting on about now. Where are you at? You have no cannons. Okay. How many cannons are you supposed to have? 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Now we have a modern army. Now we still have that fantastic naval officer. That naval officer will... our secondary army here will be something different. Should we rebuild our navy? No. The next thing we should rebuild would probably be our manufactories. Oh look! Benuran separatists are already rising up. How's our spy network doing? Can we support them? We don't have enough. Prestige is 16. Diplomatic skill is 19. Administrative. 4 promoted culture slots. They're not... Nobody, I think, is nearly as corrupt. Let's see if anybody else is corrupt. None of these people are corrupt at all. So we are the most corrupt country in the world, basically. Well, Songhai is a bit corrupt. Oh, Kabu's corrupt. Kabu's doing what we're doing. They're putting their way out of their problems. We'll go for a little while longer. And call it quit soon. Yeah, I'm just literally debasing the currency in order to build factories. We're going to out-capitalism our enemies. We're going to sell off development in the country to some extent in order to build manufactories. Damn it. Another manufactory, come on. Still so tempting, but no. No. Trade station. Oh, we can't build it yet, can we? $18.46 up there. Yeah, it's got to be in the capital. Well, it's not the capital, it's just near the capital. Where's our army at? Ooh, we have one regiment too many, okay. Which, because we have a professional army, means it goes back to the manpower pool, yay! Well, now that we're not colonizing, we also have more money, too. How are you doing on institutions? It's actually spread quite a bit. Well, global trade has spread quite a bit. Where are we at buying it? Where are we at getting the next institution? We could get it, but it'd be ridiculously expensive. We're not ready yet. But the fact that we're about to build it in, build a manufactory there, like everywhere we build a manufactory also spreads the institution. So that's one of the better ways for us to spread the institution right now. Right, we found their spy network. They have a very powerful one. Yeah, you need to build a spy network there. Maybe until we can fabricate a claim on these guys. And it has allowed the nobility of Benura to grow too powerful. Now they have made their move. Exercising the wide range of privileges and rights granted to them, they have effectively seized the reins of government and turned them common into little more than their puppet. She's seen this coming. So morale of armies, we become a noble republic. We lose one stability. Actually, this will be really good for our country. Actually, this is fantastic for our country. So we just became a noble republic. Alright, we were better diplomatically. They want more provinces, okay. Like more provinces for us. Well, this is probably a good thing for the country, actually, that they took over. So we now have a king, but the king is just kind of a figure. Yeah, the nobility have to lose a lot of influence. Or we could just not. We can just become a noble republic. It looks like that's what we're gonna do. It looks like we are going to become a noble republic. Oh, well, no, we want to do it. Where's trade? Where's oh god, that's bad. This is a disaster. This gives us more diplomats, more states, and a cooldown on national focus. Which is, national focus is the military. Should we spread it out more? No, it's the military still. The money part though, oof. We're gonna have to get rid of some state edicts first of all. Few edicts. No edict. Sorry. No edict. Few edict. No edict. This isn't going to help our technology problem, but we're actually going to get rid of some of our trade power edicts, even. See what happens. We could just make them really mad at us and then have to beat them into submission. Yeah, you know what? Well, if you're gonna be that way. So we have now a very influential. I'm not giving them what they want. Watch. I'm not giving them what they want. Oh, this is not going to end well. But I can deal with them a lot better than I can deal with these guys right now. Are they technologically compared to me? They are also ahead. I should not go to war with them. Not go to war with anyone, really. So, yeah, what is it to ya? What's it to ya? Aristocrats. So now I have an extra diplomat who's free. Can we do anything with Portugal yet? Let's improve our relations since it's slipping. They're starting to look hungrily at me. They're starting to say maybe this isn't such a good ally of ours. They were all flash and no action. They were all roar and no lion. Oh, let's see what we have to say about that. We're gonna gain more mercantilism. Because we can. Then what are we going to do? Going to do about the budget? Well, we can debase the currency a bunch. Refuse to lose our army maintenance. Fleet maintenance is basically nothing. Almost all our remaining costs are either fleet maintenance, fortresses, states. It's got to be the army. We just can't afford it. Alright then, you know what? Disband. We can always draw them back later. Yeah, it's worth it for 10. Mauritian infantry, come on, we need this. Oh, unbalanced research will happen. I don't know if that'll cause it by itself. Yeah, we need a wizard government. Yeah, we need to focus on diplomatic. Or yeah, like that. Oops. Well, that's fine. One thing at a time. We need to get to Mauritian infantry. Have you now? Wuhan separatists. Well, if you think you can rule this multicultural nation, all right. All right. Look, I support your cause as long as you don't come into my location. Should I just let them operate? That's an interesting idea, but no. No, that can't be allowed. Yeah, you may want to flee. Oh my god, are they gonna beat me? It'd be hilarious if they did. Yeah, a lot of it's from Army as well as advisors. Yeah, I got a little too high on my horse and expected easy victories, and nope. It's not happening anymore. Can you debase the currency some more? Yes, please. Okay, we do have to have a limit at some point. Let's say 50% is our limit. Take Defender of the Faith again. What is our yearly prestige right now? It decays very slowly. That would give us a ton of prestige. And more powerful influence. It would probably be worth it. Well, but it only lasts for a few months, like, potentially. So no, we need more long-term investments right now. We need to invest in more manufactories. Now let's do one in Luba for iron. Yeah, you already have a manufactory. We built that a long time ago. We're probably getting to the point where we could start. Well, we're gonna stop soon. I'm gonna start building this manufactory, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit. And I think we're gonna head out. Let's build it in someplace juicy. That'll make the Portuguese really want it, though. There. Now we're gonna have some developed provinces going. Well, folks, it's been a good evening. Let me save my game here. It's been a good evening. Alright. That's right. You have been watching High Strategy with me, Hyena Girl 64. You know, and I'm signing off. We're good. Toodles.